Hello again, my dear students. Another video with block 4, continuing. This is a grammar video. The objective of this video for you to be able to differentiate between verb infinitive and verb gerund. So we are here dealing with gerund and infinitive. As previously mentioned in the previous video, we spoke about the gerund. What is the gerund? Do you remember? I know that some of you still remember and know it already. So, yes, the gerund is the verb followed by or added to ing, like play, playing. Okay? What is the infinitive? Also, the infinitive is a verb, but we put before it to, like to play. So, the infinitive to play or to go, the gerund playing, going. Of course, you know them and you know how to form them, but here or today we're going to speak about when to use both or any of them. In some positions, it's a must to use gerund. Some other positions, it's a must to use infinitive. In some other cases or positions, you can use both with difference in meaning, and you can use both with no difference in meaning, and this is what we're going to deal today, or in this video, I mean. Let's see. First of all, and this is the easiest part. Some verbs must be followed with infinitives. No other thing can be used, like agree, aim, appear, all these verbs. But there are others. These are the most famous ones. Let's generate some examples. Okay, for example, they decided to go to the party. I hope to get the full mark. Okay, they seem to be happy, and so on. Let's now get your examples. Let's pause the video for a minute and form 5 examples, 5 different examples in this minute, just in 1 minute. Pause the video. Okay, welcome back. So let's say again, for these verbs, you must use, or after these verbs, you must use the infinitive. Appear to, arrange to, ask to. I asked my father to go to the party. They attempt to cross the road alone. And so on. He claimed to be honest. So, after all these verbs, you must use the infinitive and only the infinitive. You cannot use the gerund. On the contrary, with these verbs, you must use the gerund. Okay? He admitted committing the crime. They avoid staying up late, and so on. I can't help waiting. Okay, so here must be a comma, sorry. So can't face, can't help, can't resist, can't stand. Carry on, consider, carry on is a verb and consider is another one. Delay, deny, detest, dislike, enjoy, excuse, fancy, finish, give up, imagine, involve, justify, keep or keep on, mention, mind, postpone, practice, put off, resist, risk, save, suggest, and tolerate. All these verbs, after them, you must use the gerund, the verb ing. And this is a very common mistake some of you or most of you do. I mean that some of you can't use the right thing in the right place. I mean, use the infinitive instead of the gerund, use the gerund instead of the infinitive, and so on. So try to memorize, try to focus, try to concentrate very well in these verbs because they are must. It's a must here to use infinitive and it's a must here to use the gerund. Let's pause the video for 2 minutes and generate another 3 examples here and 5 examples here. So I'm waiting in 2 minutes for 8 sentences. 3 with infinitive and 5 with their gerund. Pause the video. Okay, very good for those who did. Thanks a lot. And for those who didn't, please take it seriously. Okay, is it the only rule here? I mean, only verbs with infinitive and verbs with gerunds, and they are a must? No, there is something a little bit confusing. Let's see. Some verbs can be followed with gerund and infinitive or infinitive. Some verbs can be followed by either a gerund or an infinitive, and the meaning remains the same. So what controls the speaker? You are free if you are using it. The speaker is free, any speaker, if he's using it. Like begin. They began to study, they began studying. No problem. I begin to study in the morning, I begin studying in the morning. No problem. Propose, forbid, intend, start, and many other verbs. Or you can say some other verbs because they are less than this part. So some other verbs when you use the infinitive, the same meaning when you use the gerund. No difference. Okay, so let's focus on the examples I gave you. Okay, some other verbs or some verbs can be followed by either a gerund or an infinitive, but the meaning changes. Oops, yes, and this is the most confusing one, and you must think deeply before using one of these. Let's check them one by one. You have stop, remember, forget, and other verbs like go on, try. We'll mention more. Let's see here, forget and remember. Think of the difference between these two sentences. He forgot to get the groceries or to buy the groceries. He forgot buying the groceries. Are these two sentences different? Some of you say no and some say yes. Let's see. He forgot buying the groceries means that he has bought the groceries and he forgot the action himself itself. So he bought the groceries, but he forgot buying them. And the other sentence, he forgot to buy the groceries. So this means that he had to buy some groceries, but he did not. He forgot to do it. The meaning is nearly the opposite. Yes. So be careful when using forget and remember has the same concept. Let's get some examples. I don't remember. I remember inviting Hassan to the party. I remember to invite Hassan to the party. I remember inviting Hassan to the party. I remember to invite Hassan to the party. I remember inviting Hassan here. I invited him. I have invited him. And I remember this action now. I remember that I did this. Okay? But I remember to invite Hassan here I did not invite, and I remember that I have to do this now. I remembered buying the groceries. I remembered to buy the groceries has the same meaning. I remembered buying the groceries, so I remember that I have bought the groceries. I remembered to buy the groceries, so I remember that I have to buy them. Only, only these have the difference. We have other verbs. Let's check the examples. We use forget to remember, doing for memories of the past. We use forget or remember to do for actions someone is or was supposed to do. The remembering happens before the action. Peter won't forget calling you. Peter won't forget calling you, the action itself. I remember opening the door. So I opened the door and I remembered doing this. People won't forget calling you. People will not forget that he will call you. Okay? So this is the difference when using the infinitive and the gerund when speaking about remember and forget. Let's go to the other verb. Go on. We can say he went on teaching and he went on to teach. He will go on teaching, he will go on to teach. They are both grammatically correct, but the meaning is completely different. Let's check. Go on with ing means that the person continues the same action. So when I say he went on teaching, he was a teacher and he became or he will continue as a teacher. Go on to teach means that he will change something to be another thing, to start a new action. Is it different? Of course, completely different. So go on to means to start something new. Go on with the gerund means to continue the same action. We use go on doing when we continue doing something. We use go on to do when we move on to do something else. Sarah went on dancing all day, so she did the same thing. Continued doing the same action. The king, what the kind? Sorry, the king went on to say they did the homework. Okay, so here he went on to say he continued or he started saying something new. Okay, mean to or mean ing. We use mean doing when one thing results in or involve another. We use mean to do to express an intention. So he means leaving at 6. So he will leave. He means that the leaving itself would be at 6. He means that we will have to leave. He means to leave at 6 has a result. Okay. Another verb, regret. Is it different when we say he regretted saying or telling the news? He regretted to tell the news. I regret. Let it be present to show the difference better. I regret telling you that so and so and so and so. I regret to tell you that so and so and so and so. I regret telling you. This means that I have told you and I regret doing this. Nadam. But I regret to tell you means I'm sorry that I will tell you this bad news. So I regret telling, I did it and I regret that. I regret to tell, I'm sorry that I will do that. We use regret doing when we are sorry about something that happened in the past. Okay, Kate regretted not buying the house. Okay, so she did not buy and she regret doing this. We use regret to inform or to tell when we are giving bad news. This is formal. I regret to tell you that you have failed this examination. They are completely, of course, completely different, and you must take care when using these verbs. Stop. Would it be different when we say, they stopped to eat fast food? They stopped eating fast food. Completely different. Let's check. They stopped to eat fast food mean that they were moving, riding a car or something like that, and they stopped because they wanted to eat some. They will eat some. But they stopped eating fast food mean that they quitted. They stopped doing it mean that they will no longer do this action. Stop eating mean that they will no longer eat again, fast food again. Stop to eat mean that they stopped what they're doing and they will do it now. We stop doing when we end an action. Stop to do when we give the reason for stopping. I stopped going to evening classes, so I gave up. I quitted. I stopped to buy some coffee, so I stopped in order to buy some coffee. Be careful. Are there any other verbs? Yes. Of course, like the verb try, for example. Is it different when we say he tried opening the window, he tried to open the window? Of course, completely different. How? He tried opening the window mean that he has opened the window and he checked what will happen. So he tried doing something while the windows are open. He tried opening the window or leaving the windows open. He tried to open the window means that the window is closed and he's trying to open it. He's holding the handle and trying to pull it to open the window. So try to mean that he's doing the action and try to fulfill it. Try to do it. Okay? Try with ing mean that keeping doing the action and checking what are the results of doing that. And there are some other verbs. So take care when you are using the gerund and the infinitive. This is very important worksheet because you must know when to use the gerund, when to use the infinitive, not to be confused in different verbs, and this is the easiest part I told you, and when to use them when they're no problem to use either, okay? And if there is slight change, okay, in the meaning or complete change in the meaning. Like the slight change in the meaning, like the verb like itself. I like to play football. I like playing football. This can have the same meaning and can have some differences in. I like to play football means that I like to do it now. I like playing football, it's in general. But also it means I like playing football all the time, so now it's included. So with using like, it is slightly different, not completely different in using the infinitive or the gerund. Okay? Here are some exercises. They are very important to try to do. I prefer, or it is strongly recommended that you do it after studying. Don't just check like enjoy and find enjoy in somewhere here and find that so enjoy to listen or enjoy listening because it's here in this sheet. No, try to memorize where enjoy is, not just enjoy, I mean all the verbs mentioned in the previous sheet, and do the exercise yourself. The answers will be given to you, or checking will be given to you according to a certain mechanism after checking with the school. Either we are going to give it online to you in a session or in the classroom. So try to study the lesson and to do the exercises. If you have any question, as I told you before, just name that's the number and the name of the worksheet and then your question. And I will, of course, answer more the questions to you. Thanks for listening to this video. Hope you enjoyed and hope you are always enjoying my videos. See you soon, inshallah. Goodbye and good luck.